Hello, hello, hello. YouTube shut down on me just a few minutes ago. Thank goodness it was at the beginning. Anyway, this is Sir David the Bard. I'm coming to you from the State Department building of state education here, public education in the state of Utah. Now, I think I can get back into this building. I'm just sitting outside, freezing my ass off. But anyway, years ago, when I complained against the Mormons, and the way they ran the Department of Education, which at the time was under the supervision as a penalty for special education children, because they were stealing the money and not providing that the federal government gave them money, which Mormons hate. They hate to have you give them money, but they spend it anyway. When I came in last time here, it's been a few years, I went up to the guard and I said, Sir David the Bard, to see the director. And he says, you ain't gonna come in here. And I said, oh really? What happened? He said, you've been banned from the building. I said, hell, this is a public building. He says, yeah, but you ain't the public. Get the hell out of here. So, you know, I'll tell you, you don't want to cross Utah. You'll be down in front of the damn firing squad down there with no garments on. So anyway, I just happened to have another run-in is the right word with the Utah Department of Education. I've been on the computer all morning trying to find the truth in Mormonville. You might as well blind yourself and walk around and around in circles in a dark closet if you're looking for truth among the Mormon population. Anyway, what got me going is my daughter, as you know, has come back home and she's re-registered in a Utah public school. Well, they want another $85. Unbelievable. I thought public education was free. We pay taxes. We pay taxes on this building. I thought that money went for public education. But here's the... I'm going to try to stay calm. And I did take my meds, so I think I can stay calm. Utah charges 7th through 12th grade anywhere from $85 up to $150 for school fees. Paper, pencil, book rental. Book rental. Now, when I was at BYU, I had to buy my books, and then I could take them back as a used book and recover some of the money. But there's no books in Utah. They put you on the computer and charge you to read their books on the computer. So I've gone round and round with them, and I've called as usual. It's a Friday, 11:30 in the morning. Nobody's at Utah agencies or schools. They're all gone. They're all on hold. We'll call you back after the holidays. Well, hell, the holidays don't start for 5 hours. They're gone. I've told you this before. I've said it before. In Utah, they have no family or personal time because of the Mormon Church. So they rob their employers of hours and hundreds of hours, maybe thousands, over the year to get home with their family. Utah pays the least amount of money for children in the educational system, public education. Why? Because the damn Mormons pay 10% of their gross income to the Mormon Church. So the laws in Utah favor that. They want that money to keep coming to Monsoon and Maroney. Damn! They won't pay for their kids in a public school, because if every parent had to pay the taxes that it takes to run the public schools, nobody could get elected in the state. The state house would be sitting empty. So the Mormons, they come up with some clever shit. I'm telling you, you got to have a really high IQ to get through the shit of Mormonville. Now, I'll tell you what I did, okay? First of all, I went to the form that the school handed out. Well, it doesn't say anything about special rules. See, they only tell you what they want. Your damn money! They're Mormons! Money! Money! I should have taken my meds. I did take my meds. I'm missing my drink. That's what I'm missing. So, they don't say that. Well, the bard, he has to go onto the damn computer and look up the provision. They always say the code cited. Well, they're not, most of you don't look up the code. I do. So I look up the Utah code. And it's a legislative code. And it says the legislature has authorized the schools to collect fees. Now, I understand. If you're going to play football or soccer or be a cheerleader or whatever, you may have to pay extra fees. But not just to go to school. Not just to go to school. My kid is supposed to pay $85 every year just to go to school. $25 on the book rental. Oh, it goes on and on. $10 here, $8 there, pens and pencils, paper for art. Oh, it goes on and on, and I'm saying, you know, I've died and gone to hell. I live in Utah. Okay, now, I look up the administrative rule. It definitely says they can collect fees. But it has an exception. I don't see the exception on here because the damn Mormons don't want you to know what the exceptions are. So I said, well, what's the exception? It said, well, if you can't pay these fees or you don't want to pay these fees, we can set up an arrangement to have you or your child clean the toilets. I wonder where that idea comes from. I wonder. Completed. That's my sensory machine. It says you're out of control. It goes off all the time. So, they want my kid to mow the lawn. They want my kid to move snow, clean the bathrooms, fix the furnace, and I'm saying no. Barred children go to school for free. So I looked this legislative rule up, and then I go, oh, hell, okay. Now I go on to Google, and Google usually tells me the truth about everything. If you look hard enough, you'll find the truth. So it said, go look at the Utah Constipation. That's what it is. It's the Utah Constipation, also known as the Constitution of the state of Utah. So I get online, and I look that shit up, and I have a little bit of law background. Just enough to get in trouble, and but I can read law pretty well. So anyway, I read, and the Utah Constitution says public schools are free. Public schools are free. Public schools are free. Then it has a little line at the end of that line that says the legislature can make special rules. There it is. That's how the legislature got away with it. So I go and I look at the legislature. And then, education is free. We love our children. Yeah, right. And then they say, but the principals of the schools can make exceptions. So I called the school district this time. And I said, what is the rules on waiver of those fees? Special conditions. Because the BARD is a special condition. Has been for 66 years. So anyway, she said, well, it's up to the principal. I said, well, are you saying to me that it could be different in every school? Wow. That's how Mormons talk. Wow. When you catch them and their panties are down around their ankles and they're tripping, they, whoa. So anyway, she gives me a big long speech. I'm polite. I sit and listen. I don't interrupt her. And I said, is that a yes? They hate me. I'm not a Mormon. I'm a human. They hate me. She says, well, it could be. Well, it's more likely if you've got 42 human beings and they're all implementing a rule in their own way. It's highly likely that it's going to be individual. Well, it could be. She's knows. I ain't wearing garments. She knows. So, I don't want to get in trouble, so I hang up. Now, let me give you a warning of how Utah runs the state. They're very good at trespass law. Excellent at trespass law. So, if you go into a public building and you say to a director, you don't know shit, it ain't right, you're protesting, you are then given it's a pink slip that you sign, that you know you are not allowed in that building again, and you are trespassing, and you will be arrested. And goddamn, they'll arrest you in Utah, and they'll put the greatest fines on you, the longest time in jail. So, I've learned. You know, it says don't screw with Texas. How about don't screw with Utah? The Mormons will execute you, firing squad. Anyway, so I've been banned from the Department of Education. Then the Department of Education sent me over to the special education department in the district. So I walked in, and we had 7 or 8 people there, and I'm polite, because Mormons think the more they can talk, the more you're going to agree with them. Talk means truth to Mormons. So when I sit there and they say, you know, Joseph Smith is not a pedophile. Brigham Young hated niggers, but he didn't tell anybody. You know, and then when they're done, and they'll say to me, well, is that all right? And I love myself. I go, no. What? And they'll go into a speech again. Because repetition is how cults make you agree. Repetition. But I'm out of the cult. So I'll sit there again for another 11 minutes. And they'll go, now, do you understand? No. I love myself because I don't fit. I don't fit into the way they bang you and try to intimidate you. And then they said, well, we've explained it to you, and it's obvious that you can't understand. No, I understand. I just don't agree. They can't handle it. They fall off their chairs. They dance on the table. They bang on the blackboard. Go, you son of a bitch. Mormons just accept this shit. We're an authority. We're the priesthood here. We have power. No, you don't. You're a bunch of screwed up idiots. So I'll say now, and I said this to the lady this morning, I said, you know, have I been courteous and quiet and listened to you? And she said, yes, you have. Why? I said, well, I'm going to ask for the same courtesy. You have something to say? I said, this is Sir David the Bard. I always have something to say. So, anyway, I've been banned from the Department of Education. Then I went to the school and tried to get special education benefits for my children from the Philippines. And they wouldn't give them. And they fought me. I took them to court. And I'm going to put those tapes up here. I have all of the court live sessions of the court, and you can see the Bard in his suit dancing and prancing and going, you fucking idiots. Anyway, so then I go to the Department of Education there and the school board, and I'm banned from the school board. Their property. Well, then they banned me from the schools. I couldn't go to my child's Christmas play over at her elementary school. So I got banned there and got banned at the public school. Then when we were trying to refinance our house, we came up with a real idiot at City Mortgage. And they couldn't control me either because I kept saying, where the hell are you? You don't answer your damn phone. You're not following this case. We're going to be charged with a house payment overdue because you can't refinance on time. And they banned me. So I have to be careful. When I walk down the sidewalk, I look like Monk, not stepping on any cracks that belong to any of the institutions that I've been banned from. Well, the only current ban right now is City Mortgage. If you criticize them, they use the trespass law in Utah all the time. It's effective, it's quick, there's fines, and there's jail time. So if they give you notice, and they can prove they gave you notice, a letter, and or a witness, and they hand you a trespass notice, you've got to go to the court to get it released, and the district attorney and the police department can act on it instantly. Instantly. So, anyway, I called the school today. Friday, Utah. I rattled the paper over the phone. I go, shit. It's the Bard. Oh, son of a bitch. The Bard is back. So anyway, I said, could someone explain the special circumstances in this paper that the legislator allows for, but you didn't put it in the paper? Well, no, we can't. Only the principal can do that. I said, you mean there's only one person at the school that knows this information? He said, yes. I said, that's a lot of power, isn't it? And she's gone. Well, when does she come back? It's the middle of the day. Oh, she's gone for the vacation. There it is. There it is. Utah. After 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock on a holiday weekend, you're not going to find any public office open, any school open, any post office. It goes on and on. They're not here. And every time you call, no one answers the phone. It's just a constant message machine. So anyway, the assistant principal called me back. And he said, you know, what's the problem? I said, well, he says, I understand, but the principal's gone. I said, hell, you're the assistant principal. You don't know what the rules are and so then he goes, I'm a Mormon. I'm going to talk over you. I'm going to interrupt you. The church is true. I know. It doesn't matter. It doesn't mean my salvation. He goes through the whole fucking thing. So anyway, I'm sitting there. I'm quiet. He goes, I've convinced this man that we know what we're doing. They're screwing the parents. So at the end of his dance, he said, well, that'll be okay. I'll just give the message to her for next Thursday. That's 5-6 days away. And he says, okay, is that okay? And I go, no. What? What? You're challenging me? I go, yeah, I am. You got shit for brains. I said, I was courteous and I was polite and I let you speak, didn't I? He says, well, yes. I says, can I have the same courtesy? Well, I am. He starts up again. Finally, he goes, yeah, I'll give you the same courtesy. And I said, well, listen, to have only one person at a school that knows this complex information for enrollment is stupid. And when they have a baby, or they get married, or they're sick, or they go on vacation 1 or 2 days early, the rest of us have to wait until Thursday. The Bard is telling you you're a public school. It's the middle of the day on a Friday. You should have somebody there that fully staffs that damn school. I shouldn't have to be put off. It's my taxes that are paying for your salary and the building and the phone you're talking on. So please, get it up the line. I expect to have answers. Okay. He says, now, is that okay? Okay. Okay, bye. I have to do these videos because if I didn't, Valium's not going to hold me. You know, I told you years ago, I was addicted to Valium. Oh, God, I would take 10 Valium a day, number 10. The blue one, that's, what is that, 100 milligrams of Valium? I was just fine. But these days, I would rather come on my video and bore the shit out of you people that have no lives, listening to a stupid 66-year-old man telling you the public schools in Utah screw everybody. But the Bard don't like it, so I started looking up the penalties. The penalties. If I just go into the school and say, screw you, we're not paying a damn dime, this is a public education, what can they do? Doesn't seem to be any rules, because Mormons just follow like sheep. But I'm not in that sheep herd, and the dog is barking at me and chasing me around the trees and the stumps and the rocks. So I'm going to test them. I'm just going to say, screw it. This is a free public education. Retarded kids don't have to pay anything over here. But my child who has a brain, you're going to charge her $80. Homie, don't roll that way. Well, let's see what they do. I'll probably be banned from that school. Oh, geez. If you don't agree with the Mormons, they're going to put a trespass order on you, and then they're going to dial very quickly if they see you anywhere around, and the Mormon police will come and get you, and the Mormon prosecutor will put you in jail until you post bail, and then you have a hearing, and then you can do a little bit of time at the county or the state prison. So, I need drugs. I need drugs. This is begging my doctor. I'm going to take this tape into my doctor and say, see, it's money. I'm going crazy. The Mormons are stealing money. They don't want to pay for education. They want that 10%, the people to pay for the child's education. And they want the extra 10% sent over to the Mormon church. Something ain't right. The board sees it. Why can't anybody else? Because they're all getting money. Now, let me just leave you with... no, I'm not going to. I'm not going to. I don't tell you anything that I cannot prove. And rumors, I may become president of the Mormon Church. I'm not going to put that out there. And that I am looking for polygamous wives. I'm not going to put that out there. So anyway, screw the Mormons, screw their school system, and I'll put up the tapes. You can. They may be boring. If they are, don't look at them. But I'll show you what happens when you disagree with anyone in authority, because they're all appointed and elected by Mormons. So they're all applying the same punishments, the same regulations, and they expect me to toe the line. And I push the rope. I push the rope. I don't pull on it. I push the rope. Thanks.